Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to be showing you all the do's and the don'ts. Okay, I'm giving you five tips to improving your makeup, and there are things you can start doing now. Before you beat your face again, please listen to these tips and hopefully you have some good takeaways, because we all can improve. You know, ain't nobody's makeup perfect. You see these celebrities on the red carpet, you always see these makeup fails and you're like, because it's hard. Doing makeup is hard. It's so much you have to think about. It's so much you have to consider. You got to make sure your wing is on point. You got to make sure your lash ain't flying off. You got to make sure your eyebrows ain't scaring people. You know what I mean? It's a lot. So I hope that these tips can help you. I hope that you learned something. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Let's get started. On this side of my face, I'm going to show you guys my recommended method and ways of doing things. And on this side, I'm going to show you the mistakes that, you know, are pretty common, but should be addressed and changed. Number one, first and foremost, is foundation, and how important it is to blend your foundation beyond your jawline. I see this so often on so many different women, you know, and quite frankly, it's an easy thing to miss, especially when you're in a rush. But you know, when you walk out your front door and you step out into that world, honey, and that sunlight hits you and everybody sees, you know, that line right here, it's like so I'm going to demonstrate. This is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation, and I'm in the shade Buff Beige. So you see how I have that hard line right there? I'm hoping that my camera can pick up on it. On this side, I'm going to show you guys, you know, how to actually take the time to apply your foundation, because you don't want anybody, you know, coming up to you and being like, ooh, girl, how come you didn't blend that makeup? But no one will probably say anything, and that's the thing that sucks about our society. We should be helping each other, but anyway, it's another story. So see, I'm just gonna make sure that I blend it past my chin and down onto my neck. I'm also gonna take a beauty sponge all over my chin. So, no, see here? No, no, yes, yes. My ears are still a little pink, so I'm gonna add just a little more. But when you do this, y'all, make sure your ears are clean, okay? The second tips is for eyebrows. Can we please move on from that era of Instagram makeup with the super thick, super dark, super Barbie plastic brows? Okay, it's over, it's done with, we're moving on. We're on to a more natural brow, to still bomb pointed, you know, still got to get that arch right, still got to have that tail on fleek. You know, do people still say on fleek? Is that still a thing? No, I don't know. I think I'm a little outdated here. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. This is an amazing product, especially if, you know, you don't have a tail or you don't have a front to your brow. I'm going to take this Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Medium Brown, and I'm going to take my MAC 209 brush. I'm going to dip into that old school Instagram brow. Let's try it. Next, I'm going to take this concealer in the shade Porcelain, okay? Porcelain. Do I look like I'm porcelain? No. On this side, I'm going to show you guys a more subtle way to fill in your brows and still get that oomph that you need. To fill in the middle of my brow and give it a little bit more density without making it opaque, I'm going to go in with a pencil. See those light strokes? See that? You want to go for really light, natural looking feather-like strokes. Now I'm gonna go in with that dip brow and add into my perimeters. I'm gonna place the pomade on the back of my hand. I'm gonna swipe each side, and I'm doing this to get the brush to be as flat and as fine as possible, so that when I go in to draw those lines, you know, the brush is just a clean, flat line. that's gonna make a pretty sharp line, a pretty thin line, which is what I want. And then for the front of the brow, I'm gonna go back to my pencil and add in more strokes. And then for defining with the concealer, I'm gonna take a shade that's closer to my natural skin tone. So this is Fresh Beige by NYX. I'm gonna dip this brush into there. Once I have that, I'm gonna start with the bottom of my brow, but I'm also, you know, gonna start in the middle. I'm not gonna start at the very front here because I don't want this harsh line. And carve out that brow. Now I'm gonna go to the front and with a light hand, add that under there as well. I'm gonna take a brush and I'm gonna blend that out. Now with the top, I typically don't do this part at all. I usually just leave that alone because I don't really like, you know, how it looks sometimes. That's the do and the don't. So the bad, the good. One thing I forgot to mention about brows is gel. If you have kind of stray hairs or hairs you don't really want to trim down with scissors, brow gel can help lay it down. Just like you could gel, you know, your edges or whatever, you can gel your brows too, girl. You better gel those brows. So brow gel just comes, you know, like this. It's usually clear. You can also get a tinted brow gel. It just looks like that. Sometimes, you know, if you choose a super cheap one, I will warn you, sometimes when they dry, they tend to get a little flaky. You don't want to look like you got dandruff on your eyebrows, okay? That's the worst. You know, setting your brows and giving it just a kind of final run through and just making sure that they stay in place. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is eyeshadow blending. This is not okay. This is not okay. This is not okay, okay? So if this is you, you are not okay. It's not cute to have eyeshadow that's not blended. It's also not cute to have eyeshadow that's been overly blended to the point where all the colors mixed together looking like mud. It's usually, I see people who struggle with this transition or crease color. So let me show you guys the right way to do it. And I'm doing this with, this is the Crown Brush C330 Pro blending brush. Looks like this. It's a big old fluffy brush. So my preferred method for blending is to start with a clean brush. You know, if you got some residue or some makeup left on your brushes from when you did, you know, a smoky eye with black eyeshadow 2 days ago, you need to clean your brush. Click this link up here to watch my video on how I clean brushes. Okay, I got you covered, girl. I got you covered. I like to start off gradual. Don't start off heavy. You never really want to start off with a super pigmented brush. That's the first way to f up your makeup. So I'm going to tap once, tap a little bit, and right on my lid and see, you know, what kind of pigmentation I'm dealing with. Okay, blend up lightly, okay? I'm really paying attention to the edge of the eyeshadow. I like to have two different brushes when I'm blending my crease color. I'll usually have one that I use to apply the color, and then I'll have another one that has no eyeshadow on it that I just use for blending out the edges, because sometimes you know you want to blend but you don't want to keep adding color. To add more intensity to my lids with this color, I'm going to take just a flat eyeshadow brush. This is a MAC 217. I'm just going to blend that up and out. The fourth thing I want to talk to you guys about is lash placement. False lashes are not supposed to touch your real lashes. They don't sit on top of your real lashes. They actually attach to your skin, because if you put them on your lashes, you run the risk of pulling off your real lashes when you are ready to take off the false one. And then if you use excessive glue, the band of the lash can just seem too thick. The lash doesn't look natural at all, and it's very obvious that you're wearing, you know, fake lashes, which it's obvious anyway. Like, we all know, like, when someone has on dramatic fake lashes, but you know, it ain't gotta be 100% obvious. Like, leave some type of mystery. Some people may not agree with this, okay, but I am a firm believer that track glue for your hair for fake hair should not go on your eyes. I have a friend who used track glue for her false lashes, and those lashes were stuck on her skin. She ended up peeling off some of her actual skin. It was extremely painful for her. I was like completely grossed out. She was grossed out. It just was a bad experience. Learn from my friend. Don't use track glue. It's not worth it. But hey, if you do it and it works for you, hey, good for you. Good for you, girl. Keep using that track glue, girl. But me over here, I'm gonna use this lash glue. What I sometimes see with people who wear lashes is a gap. You can still see my real lashes. You can see my skin right above my real lashes. This just isn't a good look. Listen, I know we don't have a lot of time in the morning, okay? All you have to do is pull the lash down. Now, there's a trick to that. There's a catch because I'm using black glue. All right, so pulling the lash down is gonna reveal some of that black glue. So, girl, the solution is to use transparent glue, clear glue, white glue that dries clear. That way it's easier for you to adjust. There are tweezers you can use to help you get the positioning of your lash correct. I'm gonna take this clear glue and I'm gonna apply it onto the lash. Now, I'm not gonna apply a ton of glue to the middle of it, but I am gonna reinforce, you know, the edges. If you apply too much glue, all you have to do is take a little Q-tip and wipe some of it off. You know, it's not that hard. So I'm holding it with these tweezers. I'm gonna hold the mirror down, apply the middle first or the edge. So I'm just gonna look down. And I'm gonna place the lash just like that. And then I'm gonna move the edges around to where I want them to be, okay? This is where tweezers can be extremely, extremely helpful. And you can just kind of take the hairs and push it. I'm pushing it in to my skin just to make sure that it's attached. The final thing you can do just to make sure is take some eyelash curlers and just kind of squeeze them with your real lashes. So that helps you get rid of that gap, you guys. Look at that. So easy, right? So easy, not complicated at all. So the way I like to remove my makeup, I'll kind of take you guys through my steps. So first things first, when there are false lashes involved, honey, I like to use this Garnier micellar water. I just, you know, shake it up, shake. And then I get a little Q-tip, I wet it, hold the lash down, and I just kind of sit the Q-tip on my lash band until the glue kind of loosens. See? And it comes right off. See how that just comes off so easily? I mean, right? So the next step for me removing my makeup is taking a little cotton pad, soaking it with this as well, placing it on my eye for a few seconds, allowing it to kind of saturate my eyes so that the makeup kind of just wipes off easily with minimal tugging, because you really don't want to tug too much on your eyelids. They are, you know, it's the most delicate skin on your body. You don't want them to wrinkle, girl. Same thing for my brows. I usually take my brows off with a cotton pad as well. And then for the rest of my face, I usually like to take a Neutrogena wipe, because these wipes are probably like the best ones I've used in terms of how much makeup it actually gets off. I go around my ears where I placed all that foundation. And after that, I'll also go and wash my face either in the shower with some soap or at the sink. I'll use some type of makeup removing soap made for your face, not like a Dove bar or whatever. Even though you can, you know, if that works for you, hey, whatever. Just use some type of soap on your face to really get a good deep cleansing in, because you want to make sure you get all that shit out your pores, okay? finally, if you wash your face with hot water, make sure you go over it with a splash of cold water, because the cold water is gonna close your pores back up. Because if you're using hot water, if you're taking a hot shower, your pores are gonna open up. Like if you ever get a facial, that's why they steam your face before they work, so that they can open up all of your pores. So it's really crucial that you put some cold water on your face to close them. So those are all my tips, guys. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. If you did, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. If you liked what you see and you want to see more, please be sure to subscribe down below. Click that little bell if you want to be notified every time I post a video. And thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. I took all that off before taking a picture for my thumbnail. Doing YouTube is difficult sometimes, guys.